Alright lads, just have to stop the recording, postage being. Tax reminder for the van, awesome. £320 for 12 months. Fucking having a giraffe in though. Sort them potholes out, you pricks. Right, so I get a lot of people saying, why do you use a new trowel every day? Because I've got loads. Loads, boys. You can't see half of them the way I've got this camera set up. I've got 2, 5, 8, 10, 12, 14. I've got 14 trowels. 15 because I've got a brand new old school 80s one that's never fucking seen the light of day. It's in a box back there, I don't even get it out. It's got a light coat of oil on it and it stays there. It's going to go in the grave with me, I think. So yeah, love trowels. Anyone that's watched any of my videos will know that, but the you newer ones won't know that. 2 things in life I love: a Monte Cristo cigar and the brick trowel, Marshalltown, from back in the day, the 80s or 90s, what I call the old school trowel. The steel was different, it was more flexible. So produced a light, you had a lighter, thinner blade. The old boys that used to use the WHSs back in the 80s when I was a little pup, used to say they're like Coke cans, you can't cut with them. I didn't need to cut with them, just use my brick hammer or my bolster. Now there, right, I've found this online. I've not done anything with it yet. So I'll get a trowel like that. It's a 1910 and a half. That has sat in somebody's shed and done nothing. I'm telling you, it's 10.5 inches long. It hasn't done a fucking day's work in its life. That's a lie. There's a little bit of tiny pug around it. It's done fuck all. It's not even broken really. And then it's just rusted. So I get them like that, as this one was, and then I'll turn them into something like that, just with a bit of sandpaper. That's all it takes. And then every night when I finish with it, I dry it in WD-40. Any oil will do. Put some oil on it. Doesn't rust. If you put a trowel away at night and it's damp or wet, it'll rust overnight. Mine don't because I oil them. So I've got loads of 19 patterns. That's my old little tiny baby. That's gone now. It's like 6.5 inches, I expect. It's just too small. There's another little 19. That's worn right down, but that's in a better shape. I can still use that for a little bit. The way I wore that one down's a bit, you know what I mean? 1910. I might use this one tomorrow. I've not picked this up for a few months. 1911. It's probably about 8, something like that, inches long now. That's lovely. Such a lovely lift. I've got a high lift on it. Lovely feel. That was a 1911 worn down, leather handled. Don't get them anymore, boys like that. They've got a silly little finger guard on them now, the Marshalltowns. I hate that finger guard. What is that all about? 1910 from the 80s or very early 90s. Red plastic handle. Don't get them anymore. 1910 and a half. That had a wooden handle on it. I put that plastic handle on it. There's a little pitting on it from where it's rusted back, but that again was in someone saying, this is so light. You can't see that there. So light and flexible. It's beautiful. I love that trowel. Then I've got my Witcher. I call it the Witcher. Again, old school. 1912. But I've took 10mm off each side just to make it smaller for my pathetic strength arms and my arthritic hands. Obviously that's got a fair bit of flex in it because they're a longer blade. And then this one that I showed you before, which was a 10.5, that's got a lovely flexible blade. Not as flexible as some of them, but still a beautiful trowel. It just got such a feel to it. So, and I've got, as far as the Londons, I've got one narrow, 33.9. I've got a 34, 10.5 wide London Marshalltown, all from back there. That is so light, that literally is like a Coke can. 3310 wooden handle, beautiful, beautiful, flexible black. I love this trowel. Been using that for the last couple of days. And the newest one of any of them, still from the 80s, my 3411. Didn't have a very nice lift on it. I've just bent the lift on that. I've just been up to see my mate. He's applied some heat to the shank and I've given it some. So that's why I use different trowels. Bloody many of them. You don't need this, I know. I sold a bunch of them. I had nearly 30. I was posted to Australia and all sorts of places. And they were strong money I sold them for, because you can't get them anymore. You know, once they're gone, they're gone. So I've still got too many. I know that. And if anyone wants to buy anything, I will sell this for 19.10 and a half. That's not being used still. Look. So it's 19.10 and a half when it was on the shop shelf. And it's still, I don't know if you can read that, it's still 19.10 and a half. It's not done anything, lads. It's got a wooden handle, but a nice wooden handle. There are two types back in the day. The ferrule on this is rounded and it's a real lovely, lovely feel on your thumb if you hold it like that. Your thumb on the top. And nice on the finger. None of that shitty finger guard that feels weird on your hand. So I've flogged that one. That's a wanna. If anyone wants that, you can have it for a wanna. It's going to cost me 6 or 7 quid to post it. I'll sell that for a wanna. First come, first served. I don't know how I've ended up with this Ox Philadelphia 10-inch. I don't want it. I'll sell it for a tenner. I will tell you now, they have a button on them finger guard bumper. Well, I don't know, finger guard. I cut it off. It's not awesome what I've done, but it's still, in my opinion, better. If someone wants to give me 10 quid for that, you can have it. This is not a WHS, can't remember the name of it. It's a replica, 10-inch wide London. Mate, you could use this as a hammer, it's so heavy. Let that go for a tenner. There's 3 more I'll flog, because I just ain't going to use them. And they're just sat in the box doing nothing. So, oh, you like the trowels? People say about my shiny trowel. Me polishing my tool. Yeah. All of you should be polishing your tool. So every now and then, bit of 120 grit, just use it, just rub it up and down the grain. Someone said to me, steel doesn't have a grain. It does. Maybe put a block of wood for a sanding block to get it all off. And when you buy a trowel, if you do buy a second-hand trowel and it's like this with rust on it, belt sander, don't let the blade get too hot. Have a bucket of water to cool it. You don't want to weaken the steel, don't let it get hot. Belt sander, and then I finish them off with a random or orbital sander. Lovely. And then you get a really old trowel that's like 30, 40 years old, and you can look like this. I just like to have my trowels clean. Little bit OCD, but that's how I roll. So those 3 trowels I will flog, but they're getting posted as they are. The Ox is quite clean. It's got a little bit of rust on it. So that's my collection of trowels left. I probably will have another clear out in a year or so time, because I still can't use it. Oh, I have to be laying bricks on about 109. I can't quite see that one. Right guys, so have yourself a nice afternoon. We just had another heavy downpour. Shit mate, and it's so awful the weather at the minute. Hopefully dry tomorrow. So I will see you on tomorrow. Plug up boys, I've just got to turn you off. All the best.